What's going on, everybody? David Mitchell here. Voice of Autism, episode 125. My week been very, in a way, because one, like, literally, I proposed to Val in person. If you guys seen the video. Two, it was very great, and a lot of crazy stuff been happening. But yeah. So job is going pretty well. So yeah. I'm looking at some stuff. And it have to do with the coronavirus. Yes, I know. But a lot of stuff been going on with the coronavirus for people who don't know. And I mean, while I'm working, like, I do have work tomorrow, but it only for half a day. The crazy thing is that we struggle to keep up a lot. Like, literally struggling to keep up. And it's a little nerve wracking having that many people come in, and we've been struggling to keep up with them. Oh, it's tiring. Like, I know I'm maybe autistic and I can keep up to speed, but it do get tiring. Like, I mean, literally tiring. And I mean, like that, like you're out of breath. I feel like type of like that, and it's very hard to keep it up. Like literally, like keeping up work. But yeah. But let me get back to me and Val. And you guys probably already seen the proposal video. If you have not, go see it later on after the live stream is done. Also, I have a picture of me and her on my phone. Well, let me get a better view of it not covering. But that me and her. Yeah, my hair, but I had to comb earlier, but let's just say because it was windy that day when me and her went to dance downtown where I proposed to her on Rainbow Row. Good thing she came down here because yesterday, or not yesterday, but the day before, day that she left, 24 hours after she left, a cruise ship came into Charleston, and what do you know? Coronavirus. Yep, or COVID-19 for being more exact. Somebody on ship had it, and it spread. But there are about a good few people now confirmed with coronavirus here in South Carolina. And we're now under the state of emergency because of it. Yeah, they should have left that cruise ship out at sea or put it somewhere else. I'm not trying to be mean. mean, it did feeling a little nerve-wracking because we got to be watching now, and also stores are closing down. A lot of stuff is closing down because of the coronavirus. And who knows? We might end up getting a lockdown because of it. Um, I'm still wanting everything, keeping my eye open, but I'm very nervous right now because of the. They'll have planned to go on our honeymoon after we get married to Disney World, but since the coronavirus happening, the world announced that they're going to be closing for a full month, and Disneyland, the boat will be closed for a full month. So, yeah, that kind of messy, and it even more nerve-wracking. And like, ooh. So I'm looking somewhere at the Blue Ridge Mountain for me and her plan our honeymoon. But yeah, and Val have fallen in love with Charleston. She loved it here. I took her down to downtown Toronto where I proposed her on Rainbow Avenue. I already said, but she loved downtown Charleston. Like she loved it down there. Like I actually mean it. What? One minute, guys. Oh, I just got a text message. 1 minute. But yeah. Coronavirus have gotten a little crazy. But yeah. It's crazy. But yeah. But it didn't nerve-wracking. Like literally coronavirus. Didn't nerve and it's very concerning if you guys know what I mean. But yeah. Now the live stream is not going to be that long, but yeah. So yeah. It's crazy.
Autistic people interactions only, no holistic responses please.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else feel like Allistics are all in on one big joke or secret we're not allowed to know about?
Yes, I have to agree with that. That's something we have to agree with. Autistic are people who are non-autistic, who think they know more than us. So yeah. It's something we deal with on a daily basis. And I mean, it's annoying. people who, I'll go out there. No, I'm not a racist. I just don't like how Chinese government treated people. That what? I may be autistic, but I support equal rights and dignity and human rights. And with how China treating it population it kind of disgusting and not right. But yeah. But it's just crazy what's been going on. Ooh. I ate dinner. I'm a little bit full now. I will have to go to bed really soon because of work tomorrow. Now I'm not sure if we're going to have class this week because of what's been going on. I'm not really sure, but we'll find out. It's crazy. But yeah. A little bit full for dinner. Oh, wait a minute to get another text. But yeah. One minute, guys. But yeah. It's crazy. But yeah. Didn't know I am a little bit tired too. Okay. But it's crazy on what's been going on. But yeah. Just know
It's International Women's Day 2020. Female sign, female sign, female sign, female sign. Autistic cis women, trans women are still widely underdiagnosed. I live in a country where there are still these deceptive stats flying around claiming autism is a 4 boys versus 1 girl matter. There's even people saying it's 9 and 1 for boys. This huge ratio gap has everything to do with gender preconceived ideas and sexist, trans misogynistic biases, not because boys are more prone to be autistic themselves.
that actually is true what in that post because my fiance she autistic. But yeah. Now me and Val we were talking about living here in Charleston and in Los Angeles in both places after we get married. But yeah. crazy.
Please sign and share this petition calling for the removal of this book, which is nothing short of incitement to hatred of the autistic community and insulting to all those affected by cancer. Trigger warning. Here is a piece from his book. At least there's a little hope with cancer. There's no hope for children with autism. My daughter has Asperger's and she's constantly embarrassing everybody with her lack of social graces. She refuses to participate in any sort of therapy. Medications don't quiet or calm the symptoms. There's no palliative for it. She's always going to be autistic and she's never going to fit in anywhere. I don't care how smart she is. At least with cancer there's a cure or there's death. Autism isn't that easy.
That an insult. That an insult book. One minute. Oh, 1 minute, guys. Okay, sorry about that. I had to mute it for a minute. Not the first time I've done that. But yeah. But yeah, me and Val are doing some stuff. But that book, yeah, that we need a project for because you don't joke around your kid about their being autistic. So yeah. But it's crazy. Like that's ableistic. Ooh, it's crazy. Like the ableistic thing that they do how they treat it. It's crazy. And they kind of deserving. Like literally.
Looking to heal our own, learning difference through our very own DNA, an alternative perspective from the spirit, soul, and body. Cook T. 2020. Posted by Trisha Cook, February 28, 2020. Posted in hashtag learning difference tags, hashtag dyslexia, hashtag dyslexia help, hashtag Albert, hashtag epigenetics, hashtag learning difference, hashtag love, hashtag.
1 minute, guys. Let me mute it again. Okay, I'm back. My fiance just got a text message from her. She's feeling a sausage from today.
Looking to heal our own, learning difference through our very own DNA, an alternative perspective from the spirit, soul, and body. Cook T. 2020. Posted by Trisha Cook, February 28, 2020. Posted in hashtag learning difference tags, hashtag dyslexia, hashtag dyslexia help, hashtag Albert, hashtag epigenetics, hashtag learning difference, hashtag love, hashtag neurodifference, hashtag neurounderstanding, hashtag Ross, hashtag cooktutor. Web links. For learning to be successful, your child needs to have a strong, healthy, and functional physiological, sensory motor, spiritual, cognitive, and affective components such as central nervous sensory system, especially visual and auditory, chakra system included as the ROS and ACC, HPA, parts of the brain, biofield, including electromagnetic field, neuroplasticity and IQ, positive perception, specifically strength and empathy, along with reduced perceptions of anger, shame, hormones released such as serotonin, dopamine, cortisol, along with autonomy for meaning, speed processing, and long-term memory, and attunement for meaning and motivation, speed processing, and short-term memory. This paper looks at the whole child, including their cognitive, spiritual, sensory, and physical development, complete learning differences including the nature and nurture of the neurodifference. Again, speaking of the whole child, you need to examine every aspect of their learning, not just the end goal or result, which is literacy and their appropriate learning behavior. Ways to look at neurodifferences holistically: observe and take observational notes on the child. 50% nature. What is epigenetics? The answer to the nature versus nurture debate 2020. Nature. Nature is maturation of brain and body. For the purpose of survival, its ability to perceive, give meaning, learn, and act, including motivation and resilience. Speaking of the whole child, the vagus nerve connects the brain stem to the body. It also connects and aligns the 7 chakras, ROS and ACC, HPA, including their own biofield, including electromagnetic field. This vagal balance allows the brain stem to receive the information from the environment, the midbrain to monitor and receive information from our environment, and the frontal lobe to perceive the universal emotions, which are the following: shame, empathy, anger, strength, hatred, courage, grief, and compassion. The vagus nerve, thymus vagus nerve chakra, can be deactivated, hyperactivated, underdeveloped, or going inactive in children, adults too. Therefore, releasing specific inflammatory proteins at the gut-brain axis, which can be toxic to the triune brain. Specifically, if the vagal system is comprised including the following areas of the brain: anterior cingulate cortex, ACC, and the alta major chakra. 1.1 ACC illustration. HPA, hypothalamic pituitary adrenal and the soma chakra. 1.2 HPA illustration. Section 2 vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is one of the cranial nerves that connects the brain to the body. More specifically, it's the connection between the brain and the gastrointestinal tract. Likewise, the vagus nerve has 2 bunches of sensory nerve cell bodies, and it connects the brain stem to the body, and vagal nerves carry somatic and visceral efferents that can alter the activity of brain stem at the point of the reticular centers, ROS. Remember, the ROS and ACC, HPA also allows the brain to monitor and receive information about several of the body's different functions and matters of the heart, including the perceptions and filters of the parasympathetic, shame, and sympathetic, anger, response system during stress, such as reading. When you activate the chakras, major 7 and soma, alta major HPA, ACC, and normalize, balance the vagal tone and electromagnetic field, it will stop the epigenome, which are again the collection of chemicals, markers, focus, inherently dyslexia. This interruption will allow the body to then calm, be healthy, resilient, gain positive attitudes, and make learning more pleasurable and effective. Therefore, also the reticular activating system, ROS, needs to be activated via the vagus nerve, thymus vagus nerve chakra. Note, the RS itself is on the cerebral cortex, as responsible for achievement of consciousness. 2.1 vagus nerve chakra illustration. Note, includes soma and alta major. Remember, the vagus nerve also connects the brain stem to the body. The vagus nerve also is connected to the 7 chakras via ROS and ACC, HPA. By activating the 7 chakras, including the soma, alta major, via the vagus nerve, it can continue doing its job of helping us connect our brain stem to the body. Hence, regulating our biofield, including electromagnetic fields. One of the major goals of the paper and program includes holistic alternatives and activities to block or ease the production of specific inflammatory proteins and chemicals, toxicity, excreted at the gut-brain axis via the vagus nerve, align and balance the 7 chakras, soma, alta major, also, including ROS and ACC, HPA areas of the brain, to regulate our own biofields, electromagnetic fields. 2.2 ROS illustration. ROS 2.2 illustration. Rectangular activation system. ROS illustration. Note, includes soma and alta major chakras. The reticular activating system, ROS, is a network of neurons located in the brain stem that project anteriorly to the hypothalamus to mediate behavior such as sleep, memory, and learning. as well as both posteriorly to the thalamus and directly to the cortex for activation of awake, desynchronized cortical EEG patterns. Important ROS info includes the following excerpt. The ROS is said to be the gas pedal, slow, accelerate or varied speed processing that ignites the diencephalon, the hypothalamus and thalamus, as well as the cortical areas where all long-term memory storage takes place of the brain's Petty 1996. Section 3 also needing to be addressed for learning issues. R electromagnetic system. 3.1M and torsion field illustration. R biofield. 3.2 biofield illustration. R chakra systems. 3.3 chakra illustration. Next, I have to mention other parts of the brain that have a part in some of the most important aspects of learning, which includes the following tasks: analysis, breakdown, category, and sequencing. Sensory processing. Memory, learning, short and long-term memory. Motor control. Autonomy, meaning, and attunement, motivation. The brainstem, reptilian brain, again regulates our sympathetic, anger, and parasympathetic, shame, systems as it responds to stress, such as when reading. It also acts like a vehicle for sensory information. Note: students with sympathetic functional system dominance, SFD, have mostly hypersensory processing, and parasympathetic functional system dominance, PFD, has hyposensory processing. Lastly, it helps to be familiar with the midbrain, mammalian brain, which includes medulla oblongata and pons do their jobs effectively, such as basal ganglia regulating motor functions. Students with sympathetic functional system dominance, SFD, have mostly hypersensory processing and hyperactivity in their proprioceptive, somatic, vestibular, and gross motor abilities, ADHD, hyperactive type, and cerebral palsy, and parasympathetic functional system dominance, PFD, have mostly hyposensory processing and hypoactivity in their proprioceptive, somatic, vestibular, and fine motor abilities, ADHD, and attentive type, and dysgraphia. Pineal body, pituitary and adrenal glands, see hypothalamus below, synthesizes melatonin, serotonin, and dopamine and cortisol, which helps you respond to stress, reading for example, and has many other important functions. Note: students with sympathetic functional system dominance, SFD, are deficient in dopamine and higher norepinephrine, diligence, fight, flight, flee, and hyperarousal. Students with parasympathetic functional system dominance, PFD, are deficient in serotonin and hyponorepinephrine, hypoarousal, memory retrieval, diligence, freeze. Remember, ACC is part of ROS pineal gland, pituitary gland, and HPA hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. Corpus callosum links both hemispheres and to varying degrees. Hence, students might have a lateral cognitive dominance of the functioning system. The students with the right hemisphere dominance have parasympathetic functional system dominance, PFD, and might have dyslexia and/or Asperger's. If a student has total or left corpus callosum dysfunction, then having total right or left lateral hemisphere dominance, have sympathetic functioning system dominance, SFD, or total functioning system dominance, TFD, and might have autism along with other learning differences below. Note: analysis, breakdown, category, and sequencing is a left hemisphere task. Therefore, students with dyslexia, Asperger's, can have language deficits. Evaluation, specifically color, shape, size, is a right hemisphere task. Therefore, autism can have Irlen syndrome. Medulla
oblongata. I'm just gonna break it down. I'm autistic on the autism spectrum, and none of it is not true for me. So it's something that a little bit skeptical.
Medulla oblongata. Thalamus integrates and sends sensory information. Olivary body motor learning and perception of sound, auditory and visual processing specifically. Hypothalamus speed processing of information includes also the hippocampus, which is in the limbic system and regulates perceptions, such as perception of shame, long-term memory. Note: students with sympathetic functional system dominance, SDF, react with anger and have hyperspeed, accelerated processing and long-term memory issues, both also varied from trying to regulate accelerated, slow, so on and so forth. Students with parasympathetic functional system dominance, PDF, filters with perceptions of shame, have slow speed processing and bypassing the facts needed for short-term memory, headed straight to filtering based on meaning and perceptions, again shame, short-term memory issues. Remember, Ross Alta major chakra, pineal and pituitary gland, pituitary chakra, crown chakra specifically for parasympathetic functional system dominance PFD, and HPA soma chakra, hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis for sympathetic functional system dominance SFD. Pons integrating both the medulla oblongata and the thalamus. Students can have a hypo or hyperthalamus have problem with sensory integration. Plus, the pins connects areas of the brain that controls autonomic functions, parasympathetic, and movement including speaking, Ross Alta major chakra, crown chakra specifically. Students with sympathetic functional system dominance, SFD, can have hypervisual processing leading to convergence and other visual processing issues. Students with parasympathetic functional system dominance, PFD, have a hypothalamus issues and are also known for their pons dysfunction. Pons is addressed more in my adult Albert program. Hence, they have hypoauditory processing leading to dyslexia and other central auditory processing issues and sometimes even dyspraxia, speech disability. Nurture. Nurture is the adaptation of children responding to the demands of the environment in ways that meet their own goals and function in a safe and secure way. It's also the organization to integrate particular observations, patterns first, into a body to form coherent knowledge. Primarily, it's the basis on the child's need for meaning and motivation. Lastly, they need to be provided a safe, supportive, healthy, and loving environment to prevent kids from learning from primarily either their mental or emotional body, anger, shame. Relative to epigenetics, my specific emphasis in the paper and program is the heart, for instance, anger being replaced with strength, shame being replaced with empathy, and both with love. Therefore, they will increase their connection, trust, and love for themselves and others. I also touch on the safe, positive learning environments, toxicity, and other environmental factors. In text, what is epigenetics? The answer to the nature versus nurture debate 2020. Section 4 Physical plane, see illustration 4.1 above. Emotional body shame, see parasympathetic functional system dominance PFD, needs body, soul connection and attunement for help do controlled by ACC, green above, which is part of Ross pineal gland, pituitary gland, and pons area of the brain, along with crown, 6th chakra, and alta major chakra which is known for increasing energy, hyperarousal, also includes VACC involved in emotional appraisals, cognitive control, and ART. Also, work on the thymus with the thymus chakra also known as the seat of the soul, vagus nerve chakra, or aka etheric chakra, see below. Mental body anger, see sympathetic functional system dominance, SFD, needs body, soul consciousness, connection and autonomy for help do HPA part of the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis which is part of Ross especially the 7th chakra and includes the crown, pituitary and soma chakra, right behind third eye, which is known for decreasing energy, hypoarousal, and increasing consciousness. The HPA axis is responsible for the neuroendocrine adaptation component of the stress response. Also, work on the thymus with the thymus chakra also known as the seat of the soul, vagus nerve chakra, or aka etheric chakra, see below. Etheric body anger, shame has problems with both the emotional and mental body see total functional system dominance TFD, needs body, soul connection for help do Ross including ACC, HPA along with chakras 6 to 8 TH includes the pineal and pituitary gland, pons part of the brain, crown, pituitary and alta major, soma chakra. Also Ross especially the 8th chakra which mainly is part of the brain stem via vagus nerve involved in arousal, hypo, which helps learning such as focus, attention, sensory integration, hormones released, speed processing, LT, saint memory, vigilance, and overall, hyper, and varied arousal, sleep and wakefulness, and control of reflexes. Also, work on the thymus with the thymus chakra also known as the seat of the soul, vagus nerve chakra. Note, illustration 4.1 all three types of having a functional system of dominance, FSD, are about the two C's, connection and control along with trust of the body, soul, and spirit. They can be hard to heal due to each individual's circumstances, experiences and attitudes. They can be hard because the anger, shame responses are survival tools and actually work for some people. To a point to where it doesn't work for them any longer and can be actually harmful to their and others' safety. They have to want to release, heal, and lose control to gain connection. Plus, the findings on epigenetics above let us know the epigenome can be something temporary. This is why Ross, which includes the alta major chakra and the ACC, HPA with soma chakra takes awareness, work and needs to be worked on daily. No worries, I will give you ways in the revolutionary program, Albert, and I'm here to coach you along the way to heal your DNA for generations can benefit from revolutionary teaching. Again, awareness including knowledge and wisdom, controlling chemical markers, and matters of the heart are key to all this change. The program. Again, the goal of the program, Albert, is to heal our very own DNA holistically through exercises and activities which block or ease the production of specific inflammatory proteins, toxicity, excreted by the gut-brain axis, decreasing biochemical reactions that happen between the pineal, pituitary, adrenal, and carotid glands, along with decreasing the ROS and ACC, HPA deficiencies, and regulating our own electromagnetic fields by activating and aligning the vagus nerve via vagus nerve chakra thymus. I teach, consult, and coach anyone interested in healing their DNA. I even offer group trainings. This program more specifically also looks at their own unique learning difference by examining each child's neurosystematic learning functions. All learning goes by these areas and systems: vagus nerve, frontal lobe, limbic system, brainstem, and midbrain, along with cortical neurosystems. Limbic My Literacy lesson plan template that includes the multiple intelligences along with 4Fs, facts, forms, functions, feelings, and future. Note, limbic areas that are typically included in the limbic system fall into two categories. And brainstem, processing side and short-term memory, the limbic cortex, amygdala and hippocampus, and midbrain, which is a small part of the brain above the pons that integrates sensory information and relays it upward. In terms of long-term physiological changes, it is also associated with long-term memory. For assessment and ongoing evaluation, I use a rapid word and letter sound recall checklist plus some informal observations included in the lesson plans mentioned above. Brainstem, I have a fight, flight, flee, and freeze observational checklist which includes alternative and holistic activities and exercises for the release of stressors and reactivation of the vagus nerve chakra thymus to the body, for instance, prayer, yoga, affirmations, meditation, breathing, emotional coaching exercises, and activities that look at the whole child and activating the vagus nerve, for instance. Press here. Midbrain, a screening and recommendations for vestibular, proprioceptive, somatic issues, along with speech, language development, auditory and visual processing. Cortical lesson plans and activities for taking care of the whole child and their individual, dynamic needs for learning and the domains of development. Lastly, the ROS is our consciousness and how we makes our thoughts, ideas, focuses, intents, or dreams into reality. It's again in coordination with our soma, thymus, and the alta major chakras for consciousness awareness of soul, meaning God's perceptions and our purpose. In my program, I give the focus and intent of each activity. But when you, yourself, hears and sees from God, note, your focus as long it's from God is always good, even if it changes from my own personal perspective. Lastly, I believe in a united earth, so I try to represent the East and the West as not being separate, one earth. Where only God can make us whole, we are all humans with the same smiles, tears, sadness, laughter, and neurodifferences. If we all focused and found importance in love and healing, this planet would be even more divinely miraculous. Focus on emotional reappraisal. That you will see the difference between what is important and what is not, and choose what is important. That you will be pure and blameless for the coming of Christ. Philippians 1:10 ERV. Closing thoughts. When have you asked your child, what positive did you have today? Where is your focus of attention is being important? Where is our children's focus? Is our focus of being important enough on our own body, mind, and spirit? In today's time, is our attention on God and His Word? Is your focus mainly positivity in attitude and thoughts? What does your family find important? Please share this article for anyone who needs help, looking to heal our own learning difference through our very own DNA, an alternative perspective from the spirit, soul, and body. Cook Tea, 2020.
Some of it is a little skeptical, and some of it you do got a point on, but I'm the 50-50 on that. Sound like we might have another train coming. Yeah, there's another train coming.
Hi all. Last year you amazing folks gave me great feedback for my Autism Acceptance Spirit Week. One thing I want to change is our Pokemon Day, as I have since learned that Satoshi Tajiri is not really out as autistic, and has even possibly publicly stated he is in fact not autistic. So, going in a different direction. What are your thoughts on speculation of historical figures people believe may have been autistic? I am thinking about doing a dress-up day, like dress up like a famous autistic person, and making suggestions such as Einstein, Mozart, Thomas Jefferson, Dan
Okay. The person who I'll be honest. I know the reason why he's saying that because of how people would treat him. Trust me, if they found out he was autistic. Trust me, because of the ableistic way. People think that they might not be autistic who are. That they're in our drinking.
Aykroyd, etc. However, some of the more historical figures aren't really confirmed as being autistic. Is this okay? Problematic in some way? What are your thoughts? Edit, my hesitation with making assumptions about historical figures being autistic were confirmed, so definitely wanting to go in a different direction. Any other ideas for one more Spirit Day theme? Edit, here is what the rest of this Spirit Week looks like from last year that I plan to continue, which already incorporates dressing up based on interests and comfy, favorite clothes. Just looking for a new idea to replace what was dress as your favorite Pokemon last year. Neurodiversity Tuesday, to celebrate the beauty and the diverse spectrum of the human mind, wear rainbow and or tie-dyed clothes to school. What's your passion Wednesday? One characteristic of autism is to show incredibly focused passion for topics of interest. What are you passionate about? Dress up to show something you love. Thursday, World Autism Acceptance Day. Love and acceptance go a long way. Wear red to show your support and acceptance of autistic individuals.
That's what I'll be doing.
Sensory-friendly Friday. Autistic people often have a variety of sensory sensitivities. Dress up today in your most comfy clothes, including school-appropriate PJs. Use as much natural light in your classroom instead of fluorescence as possible, and or wear sunglasses.
Oh, 1 minute, guys. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I will use my reader to read the text. But yeah. Now we're getting to one talk about COVID-19. So yeah, kind of crazy.
Hey guys. COVID-19 is all the rage now, and it's an important topic for discussion. I am not a big fan of censoring discussions, even if they are factually wrong, so I am not inclined to remove posts, comments that are a product of anxiety or genuine interest, as long as you aren't spamming. After all, we are a support group. We are, however, strongly against the propagation of the medical falsehood claiming that COVID-19 is comparable to a chest cold. The virus may not be of bubonic proportions, but it is certainly worthy of hand hygiene and other precautions. The likelihood of further mutations of the virus increases as more people are infected, and it is irresponsible to portray a serious illness as analogous to the common cold.
That is true. So yeah. But yeah, it's crazy. 1 minute, guys. One minute, guys. What? Talking to my fiance on text. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Multi-chatting, but yeah.
Rules. We delete posts and comments that deem against the beliefs of this group, which include Autism Speaks, Autism is a defect or disease that needs to be cured, pseudoscience, advertising for profit, asking for money, pornography, shock value posts, sudden selfies, bashing NTs, bullying, proselytizing, abortion, politics, religion, and profanity. Penalties. Depending on the severity of the infringement, the following are the responses we may invoke. First, advised of what you are doing to compromise, comments may be deleted, you may be removed from the group but not banned, you may receive a 48 hours ban if an extended timeout is deemed necessary, or be permanently banned. Notes. Please tag an admin in the comments if you need help or message us directly. Please do not argue with an admin. If they are doing something wrong, then you should tag or message another admin as well. Please do not block an admin or you will be removed from the group since we cannot do our job as admins. Admins start selfie threads where you can freely put selfies on the comments. You can advertise, but you need to ask the admins first via messaging about what you create, but any sales must be through your own website or FB group. This is not an ASPI dating group. Please refrain from finding people to date here.
And that from the group I'm part of on Facebook. But yeah. Now, wait a minute again. My fiance texting me again. I'll be muted it for a minute, so wait. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. But yeah. Trying to multi-check. But yeah, we're almost done with live stream.
Today was the 1-year anniversary since this story was first released. Since then, I've gone to the press several more times, protested our school district offices 44 times, handed out flyers at my local farm market, spoke at and disrupted school board meetings, testified in front of the Virginia Department of Education. I've talked to and met with legislators on both state and federal levels, blogged, helped work the social media, and am director of advocacy at the Alliance Against Seclusion and Restraint, and filed a federal lawsuit. We will end seclusion. It's only a matter of time. What a crazy year it's been. This is the year we've been organizing. Hopefully the organizing leads to some real change by this time next year. End seclusion.
Got that right. That's what we've been doing. And now what I do have a video. I'm going to the watching of me proposing to Val. So yeah. Hold on, my love, little bit stronger.
Okay, cousin. What?
The one Rainbow Avenue.
First and foremost, I'm so thankful I'm here in Charleston for my birthday, my birthday week, and I'll be very loud with the energy next week, but I'm not really good at words, sweetheart. I'm not really good at words. I'm so thankful. The most important here is my birthday becomes more than a birthday. Besides the birthday party, I miss my country in the Philippines, but that sacrifice is not really sacrifice. The blessing I got here was really a fight, a battle won, from fight, and I won the battle and finally got here. And I insisted that despite a lot of challenges and lots of hatred, lots of discrimination and judgments upon us, we still continue to keep moving forward. You know that. And you've been fighting for this, and I've been fighting for a relationship together. We've been fighting for a relationship together. What can I say? Wait! I'm not really good at words.
My foot retarded to go with time.
We've been fighting together. We've been fighting this battle together. It's not just for me, not just me alone, not just you alone, but we fight together for this. And we've been working hard for this, and we've been through this far. What can I say? This was really an amazing experience. Not only I'm thanking your parents too for supporting me, for accepting me to be part of your life. I'm sorry for speaking too much because I am got mixed up right now. It's like full houses, colorful houses because we want a colorful life.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
But yeah, that would be my fiance. But yeah, that was amazing. But yeah. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. And I hope you guys are having a great week. And I hope everybody is safe and being motivated and all the above. And I'll talk to you guys later. I'm signing out. Bye, guys. See you guys later.